I'm good. Just go straight for it.
Okay. Get ready to start? It's easier with the ladies than the men. Okay. Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Baruch Hashem, part 2 of this wonderful, mini series, as we're going to call it. Baruch Hashem, it's an honor to be here again, to stand at the Rav's place. The Rav, of course, most people don't know, but this is where my second chapter in my life began. It's in this book. And you sit right over here. And Baruch Hashem, after so many years of having the Rabbi lead myself, and of course the community, but personally myself, you guys don't know what I'm feeling standing here next to the Rav and have to speak in front of his presence. But I'm sure I'll be okay because I have my wife here today. So, Baruch Hashem, I'm okay now. So welcome back to my wife, Baruch Hashem. Huh? No. I said the Rabbi's getting closer and closer. No, it's okay. I have the Rav here, my wife from this side. It's good. It's a good balance. And my mother. Baruch Hashem. Can be better. Yeah, sure. So, of course, a big thank you, of course, to everybody. It's always concerning to know how many people are going to show up after the first shiur. At first, everyone's excited. So you always wonder, is that excitement going to fade? But after the first shiur, I'm sure the Rav got the same feedback. I mean, the phones were buzzing. Everybody kept calling and saying, Baruch Hashem, how grateful they are to this, that the yeshiva opened up its doors to something like this. And we hope that B'ezrat Hashem will continue to inspire Klal Yisrael together with the Rav many more years, B'ezrat Hashem. So I think it's proper just to give 2 minutes of a recap for those who are here second time, those who are here for the first time. The first time that we came here, we spoke about the importance of a Jewish wife, and we focused mainly on the importance of a woman being able to be the supporting cast for her husband's Torah. The Rabbi gave it over the head. We spoke about it. We tried to give all the background story to it. The pluses, there's no negatives to it. All the goods that come out of being a woman who supports a husband's learning, who pushes him to learn. And I was on the way here tonight, sitting in the car waiting for my wife to come into the car, and the thought hit me, and I said, I have to write it in. So right away I took out my pen and I wrote it down as the first line. Shlomo HaMelech says in Mishlei, Ner mitzvah v'Torah or, which means a mitzvah is comparable to a candle, and Torah is comparable to the light, the fire. Why did this come into my mind? I was just thinking about my Rosh Yeshivot, and the Rav knows my Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Lopian, may live long and be well, very well. So I remember Rav Lopian once told us a very nice pshat. And the pshat is that a woman in this world, she's not commanded, as we said last class, to learn Torah as much as a man. She doesn't have the burden on her shoulders to learn Torah as much as a man does. So she does as much as she could. She learns the halachot that are pertaining to her. But she doesn't have what's called Torah or. She has ner mitzvah. Every mitzvah that she does in this world, she creates a candle. So he says, imagine after 120 years, a woman comes to Shemayim, and she says, okay, Hashem, where's my reward? He brings into a room full of candles. Just, what is this, a wax shop? He goes, no. This is all the mitzvot that you've done in this world. You see a room full of mitzvot, full of candles, that's your life. But then the question begs to be asked, why do I need a candle if it's not lit? Where's the fire to the candle? And that's where Shlomo HaMelech says Torah or. The husband's Torah, the or of Torah, the fire of Torah, that's going to light each one of her candles. When you walk into a room full of candles and they're lit, it's a very nice romantic setting, right? We're talking to ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Nice, geschmack. So imagine you walk in, after 120 years, a person walks in, the room is full of candles and they're lit. The only way my Rosh Yeshiva said it's going to be lit, only through the husband's Torah. If the husband doesn't learn Torah, the candles are just going to be there like they're sold in the 99-cent store. Not lit, just boxed. They have no worth to themselves. But when they're lit, they give you warmth, they give you light, they give you ability to see where you're going. And that all happens when a woman pushes her husband to learn. The point of these shurim that the Rav and I decided to do together was to help the women of our community understand how important they are. Because unfortunately, in the course of our lives, we forget what we mean to Klal Yisrael. And sometimes we take a back seat and we forget our role. So let me remind you what your role is and how important you are. There's a midrash in the Reshit Rabbah, and it's also quoted in Chazal and in Talmud and the Gemara as well, of a famous couple that the husband was a pious man, he was a Hasid, and she was a Hasidah. And they're both married for quite a while. They were not blessed with any children. And push comes to shove, you have to now separate. You have to divorce because the husband has a mitzvah de'oraita approval, he has to multiply. So he has to go move on, unfortunately. The divorce was not an ugly divorce because it was very hard to part with someone that you love, but they had to do it. Don't ask me how, but he goes and he gets married to a Rasha'it. He gets married to a wicked woman. She gets married to a Rasha, to a wicked man. Complete opposite than what they had in the beginning. And what happened? After some time, the Midrash says, the husband who was the Hasid, the pious tzaddik, he became a Rasha. Because his wife was a Rasha'it, she was a wicked woman. The ex-wife, who got married to a wicked man, he became a Hasid. He became a tzaddik. And the Midrash writes 4 words. Hevesha kol min ha'isha. Everything's from a woman. Everything depends on the woman. It didn't say over there his rabbi failed. He didn't have Torah any time. Didn't have Yeshua al Simcha. No. Everything is because of the wife. Because she didn't do what she was supposed to do. That's what happens. So he was a tzaddik, a chassid. He divorced his wife initially because he wasn't able to fulfill the mitzvah of Puravu. What a tzaddik. Only just to become a wicked man later on. And she was able to take a guy who was a loser and make him into a winner. With that in mind, you could understand now why we refer to a woman as Akeret Habayit. Akeret Habayit comes from the word of Akar, which means root, Ikar, essence, the foundation. She's the base of the home. Akeret Habayit. And on the flip side, the word Akeret Habayit can also be read as Okeret. What's Okeret? Uproot something, to destroy something. Both very similar words. And both have their own ramifications. If she's an Akeret Habayit, if she's the foundation of the home, she's the roots of the home. Any rabbi in Chinuch will tell you, any rabbi in Chinuch Yeladim will tell you that the stronger the roots are at home, the harder it will be for any wind in the outside world to throw the children off. If everything is rooted in, if the Torah and the Yiddishkeit and Yirat Shamayim is rooted into the house, no tornado or hurricane or any Sandy, nobody can touch this family because they're rooted in, because they have an Akeret Habayit. But then you have what's called an Okeret Habayit. She's the uprooter. She uproots everything. So a woman has a choice, and every one of you sitting here tonight has a choice. Do you want to go down in history as an Akeret Habayit, which is the foundation of the home, the essence? When we say the word home, I want to go home, it really means I want to go to Ima. Or it's Okeret Habayit, don't remind me where I came from. Forget about it. My worst enemy. Because she uproots everything that is good. She takes everything that a family should have and she throws it to the garbage. It says in Parashat Bereshit that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu was just getting the world started, the Pasuk says, Vayomer Hashem Elokim latov yot Adam levado. It's not good for a man to be alone. We're going to make for him a helper opposite him. So we'll get to the second half of the Pasuk. The beginning says, Lotov. It's not good for a man to be alone. Before marriage, every man believes that. Rabbi, I got to get married. Where are you running? I got to get married, Rabbi. I got to do. All my boys got married. I'm getting older. I got white hair, Rabbi. Look. That's a reason to get married. Everybody's running to get married. Why? I can't do it, Rabbi. Without a wife, I suffocate. I'm sure the Rabbi has heard his share over the years. Fast forward 6 months after his wedding, Rabbi, Lotov, it's not good now. It was so much better before. So someone has to be crazy. Chas v'shalom, I cannot look at that. But somebody got it twisted. Either us or the Torah. If the Torah says not good for a man to be alone, you know exactly what it's saying. But why is it that for most men, after Sheva Brachot is over, if they're lucky, they start to realize, not what I signed up for. It's not what I want. When the Torah says lo tov, it's not good for you to be alone. It's not only when the Sheva Brachot is over. It should be when he's taking his last breath in this world. He looks to his loving wife and says, Baruch Hashem, I did not live alone in this world. Baruch Hashem, I had you. But today, a man goes a whole day without his wife calling. This is great. What did I do? She's not nagging me. She's not bothering me. It's the best. He got a glimpse of what a single life was like. If the Torah said it, the Torah knows what it's talking about. It's not good for a man to be alone. So what does Hashem do? Let's make a helper opposite him. Now, I'm not going to get into it. What kind of lashon is this? To make a helper opposite you. If you're my helper, stand next to me. Or you stand against me like you're my opponent. Like you're willing to fight. It's a whole Gemara there. I'm not going to get into it now. But I think we can explain as follows. That a woman has a choice in this world to decide if she wants to be her husband's helper or she wants to be her husband's opponent. Do you want to be his stumbling block or do you want to be his green light? You have to choose. What do you want to make out of it? And every woman, of course, wants the best for her husband. Today, a woman, Baruch Hashem, Rabbi knows, for a rabbi to get smicha, what they have to go through. Talk about legit one, not one Google prints for you. Talking about mamash, sitting and shimush and learning, years. Today, a woman becomes a rabbi overnight. Tells her husband, get up for shacharit, you didn't make a bracha, don't talk until you swallow the piece of bread. My rabbi told me I pick Kabbalah, now she learns Kabbalah, and the list goes on. He looks at her and says, wow, I married a rabbi. I married a rabbi. Are you by any chance reformed? He asks her. But that's what it is. She cares for her husband. It's naturally, that's what she wants to do. She says, I'm your Ezer. I want to help you. So she means well. But there's a whole separate share on that, how to deal with a husband like that. But naturally, she wants to be a helper. Sometimes she says, no, I choose today to be an obstacle. He comes home, he put the kids to bed, he showered the kids. She says, he's very nice today. Why is he helping out in the house out of nowhere? So it could be that he has a shiur he wants to go to. We're talking about it today over here, not a barbecue. He wants to go to shiur. So he finally did all of that, and he's looking at, he tells her, sweetheart, just wanted to know, I have a class tonight. The rabbi came from Brooklyn all the way for us. Sorry, I didn't see you all week. Sit over here. And he's like, but I helped. And she's like, I know. But now you're going to help me. You help the kids. Now you're going to help me. So that is not a helper. That becomes not his opponent. At that moment, she should think about her candle that is up there that's not lit. He was going to light them right now. He was going to light her candles for her, the mitzvah that she did throughout the day. That's not a helper. That becomes his opponent. So a woman calls me this week. She says, Rabbi, how can I help my husband to do teshuvah? Which rabbi can help him? I said, no rabbi can help your husband. Why, is a lost case? I said, I didn't say that. I said, let me explain to you what I mean that you can help him. The rabbis can help him. I said, you can help him. She goes, but I don't know any halachot. I didn't do kiruv. I said, I'm not asking you to do kiruv. I'm asking you to do one thing. She said, what is that? I said, I want you to utilize the power of tefillah. I want you to daven for your husband. I want you to pray to him. She goes, oh, Hashem doesn't listen to me. How many things I pray for, Rabbi? I said, well, let me explain to you what the Gemara says, Masechet Kiddushin. The Gemara says that there were 10 measures of speech, 10 powers of speech that were sent down to this world. 9 of them were given to the lady. 1 of them was divided amongst the rest of the world. For that reason, when you this Gemara, so you can take it 2 ways. So right away, we have a source why women like to chatter and gossip and slander. The Gemara said they got 9 measures of speech. Wow. That's why they're never tired of talking. Right? That's one way to look at it. But we said the Torah is very pro-woman, right? We don't need society to tell us. So we will look at it from different lenses. Hashem gave her the power of speech because she can be the only one to unlock all the secrets. She can break all the gzerot. She can bring forth all the potential of her children and her husband and everybody else, save lives with her mouth. Because as we mentioned before, women are much more holier than men. I think somebody's trying to get in. The door's locked in the back. So women are more spiritual, as we mentioned last class. So therefore Hashem gave them this key of being able to speak. I had a couple in my office a month ago, and I told him this pshat in the Gemara, because he told me, Rabbi, she doesn't stop talking. And I said, let me tell you why she doesn't stop talking. She has 9 powers of speech. Imagine 9 battery packs for your iPhone. You will never know what a dead battery is, because you have 9 battery packs ready to go. The husband starts his day off with 1 battery pack. By the time he comes home at 7, 8 o'clock at night, he's down to 10%. It's already red. Okay, he has to recharge. So he comes home after a long day, and she just finished her 3rd pack. So she has 6 to go. And she says, talk. He says, that's 10%. I still have to go down in Arabic. And the rabbi told me I have to say a Dvar Torah today after class. So do me a favor. She goes, you never talk to me. So, but that's reality of things. So the advice we give the husband is talk less to your clients throughout the day. Maybe you come home with 25%. So give her 15%. And now you women know not to, don't poke the bear. Now you understand why he bugs out. Because he only has 10% left. So that's where Torah comes in. We educate them how to take it easy throughout the day. They should have more koach at night to speak to their wife. So Hashem gives women the power of speech. But not only that, the Gemara says something about women that we men don't have. The Gemara says, be careful the way you speak to a woman because her tears come easily. Right? Sometimes you show them a finger, they start crying. What happened? Well, no, you looked at me the wrong way, you pointed the wrong way. You gave me the wrong credit card, I wanted the other one, I wanted the black one today, why did you give me the blue one? There's a limit on this one. So even something so simple like that, they're going to take it to heart. The Gemara says, be careful. The gates of tears are never closed. So now you have 2 types of women. You have the helper and you have the opponent. The helper can use those tears to cry for her husband and say, I want him to do teshuvah. I want him to fall in love with Torah. I want him to remove all the nonsense from his life. Not make me the priority. Make Hashem the priority. Because if he makes Hashem the priority, it says in the Torah, your wife is a priority. So right away, he'll make you the priority as well. That's a smart wife. A foolish wife, she wastes the power of tefillah and the power of speech and the power of tears for ruining his life. Remember the rabbi told us years ago, I was still a teenager. We were sitting on Shavuot night, it was on Shavuot night. And the rabbi was telling us the importance of a woman's tears, what they do to a marriage, what they do to a husband. Hashem, what do you think Hashem does with those tears? They don't go down any drain. Hashem collects all those tears. And he uses those tears to either erase the person's parnasa, the years of his life, his kids, her kids' success. Instead of getting 100, the son got a 10. Where's the extra 0? Mommy's tears from last night. Mommy cries for no reason. Mommy utilized her tears. The husband was supposed to make $5 million this year. He made 500,000. And she says, what do you do the whole day at work? You promised me you'll be living the life. And you promised me you wouldn't cry. Pray for me. Daven for me. I was just thinking about it today. Just imagine a husband comes home and everything is good at home. And he sees his wife sitting on the couch crying. What is the husband going to do? But you, shoot, what did I do? Right away, he gets self-defensive, right? Some guilty conscience. What did I do? At that moment, you stop. Don't do that. Because now she will cry because of you, because you said that. So what does the guy have to do? What happened? You okay? He says, everything is great. So why are you crying? I'm crying for you. You didn't cry. I'm crying for you that you should have success in your Torah. Imagine a wife tells her husband that. Usually he catches her crying because he missed the anniversary present. Because he didn't help her with the bingo shopping. Because he didn't go here with her. Because he go to Ochamo's house. That's why she's crying. But imagine she was crying because she says, I just want to pray for you today. But I love you so much. Tears naturally flow by us women. We can't stop it. Hashem takes those tears and says, These are the tears that I want. Imagine crying for husband. There will be no shalom bayit problems. The husband says, you cried for me to learn? And she says, I cried for him to learn? Wow, we really do love each other. But if we spend the time to utilize what Hashem has given us for good, for bad, wasting our time. Rav Shach Zatzal, I think it was at the Levaya of his mother. The Rabbi could correct me if I'm wrong. But he, at the Levaya of his mother, he came with a Sefer Tehillim in his hand. I read about the Shach as well. So maybe he got it from the Chafetz Chaim. So he came with a sitter. And all the pages, you know, when a sitter or a sefer or a book gets wet, the pages, the page, after they dry up, all the pages are wavy. It went from this to this, the whole binder at the end of the school year. And he's standing over there and he's holding it. He says, I want you to know everything that I have become, it's because of my mommy's tefillah, my mommy's tears. Look, it's right here. This is proof. She cried and her tears fell on the pages of the Tehillim. Today, mommy's tears fall on an iPhone, on the screen. That's what it falls on today. I can't believe he's late 5 minutes again. That's what she's crying for. Why don't you daven for him not to be late? Help him to be punctual. Because if he's late for this, he's probably late for davening as well. And he's late for shiur as well. So he has a problem. It's a sickness. So daven for him. So they see mommy crying over an iPhone, over some Indian movie she was watching, soap opera. So that's what mommy cries for. So the girls say, okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cry for the same thing, because mommy said that this Indian was worth my mommy's tears. Little does she know that mommy could have used those tears to make something out of her brother, out of her father. But she utilized the koch of tefillah and the koch of the ma'ot for something else. Chazal tells us that, speaking about tefillah, that Adam HaRishon, Hashem created everything, yes, but nothing began to grow. Growing process, the multiplication, the multiplication of animals, none of it was happening until Adam HaRishon began to daven. Once Adam HaRishon began to daven, the world went into effect. Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, our imaot, they were barren, they couldn't have kids. The moment they began to daven, what happens? Boom, they have kids. So we see that tefillah do work, but we utilize our speech for the wrong things. The way the women speak to their husbands today, it's worse than men. The nivul peh, the belittlement, the discouragement, the bashing. No wonder he is the way he is. But if they utilize the koach hadibur that Hashem gave them to build their husbands, just imagine what kind of world it would be today. Every one of your husbands will be standing over here and giving a shiur. And Baruch Hashem, we still have time. There's a concept that when one sun sets, another one comes up. Shemesh, sun. When one sun comes down, it's always going to be light on the other one. Meaning they're impossible to have this world without light. So the Goyim utilize that, but they got it from us. We just said before, Ner mitzvah Torah or. Torah is the light. In just this past year, and the year is not even close to being over yet, how many Talmidei Chachamim did we lose this year already? How many rabbis did we lose this year? How many Torah scholars did we lose? It's not just in Israel anymore. It's not in Brooklyn. Our community, in our own community, how many rabbanim we lost? That's for the last 5 years. It's not getting any better. We lost the Gadol HaDor, the protection of our generation of Chaim Kanievsky. That's out. But the concept still goes. The rule that one sun sets and another one rises is always going to continue. So my question to you ladies is, I want you to think about it. Where are those luminaries hiding? Where is the next sun? Not sun, Shemesh. Where's the next source of light hiding? And little do we know that they actually can be hiding or sitting at our dinner table. The husband or any one of your sons. And if you don't have, your future kids. We never even think about it. Unimaginable that what, my husband, this PA over here, give me a favor. He has night shifts. He has no time right now to stay up and learn Torah. He's busy saving lives. He's saving them in this world, but the rabbi saves them for the next world. So who's better? Mazal tov, you saved the guy, he lives another 2 years and he drops dead. So what did your husband accomplish? The rabbi saved somebody, he saved his kids and the whole generations to come. And they all have an afterlife. Mazal tov. So now you see who's a better doctor? And we have to go to college for that. So why is it such an unimaginable thing for us? So it's interesting because number one, I think we don't believe. We don't believe that the man sometimes sitting in front of us has the potential to be a leader. There's a lot of Torah learners in this world. Think about it. Just think about it for a second. So many yeshivot in this world, but not everybody can do the job of a leader. You have so many avrachim sitting in kollel, in yeshivot all around the world. How many of them are actual leaders in their communities? How many of them are actually giving shurim? So meaning, odds are against us. We're looking at right now. Let's look 10 years from now. Right? Who's a wise person? The ones that can see the outcome, what's going to be in the future. So most people, they don't fathom this idea because number one, they don't believe in it. My son, my husband, come on. We're not from that cup of, from that piece of pie. That's not us. That's Williamsburg, Borough Park, Bnei Brak, not us. We're sapozhniki, we're jewelers, we're PAs. Come on. Someone has to save lives. So let them do that. They can read newspapers all day. My husband can't. He has ADHD. He can't read a newspaper all day. That's what they think. But yet, what's funny to me, and the rabbi can tell you the same thing. When push comes to shove, who's the first person they call when there is no more hope, when they're tired of their lives? The rabbi. The same woman who tells her husband, you're staying home tonight, when she has Shalom Bayit, who does she call? She doesn't call his professor from college. She calls the rabbi. Think about it. When she has problems with her kids, when her son comes home with Shaniqua and says, Mom, my future should chayil. This is my mom, this is Shaniqua. Please. She's not going to call his principal in high school, in Francis Lewis. She's going to call the local Orthodox rabbi. Right? For the Rav, save my child. Save your child. You just said it, your child. Why didn't you save your own child? And I think women forget that their husbands can also be in the category of child. They're just big babies, but they're still kids. We're all kids. We just got a few white hairs and a few wrinkles, but other than that, we're still kids. We're all kids, and we forget that. So it's interesting. The same rabbis that we come to after the going gets tough, push comes to shove, when we're losing grip of things, right away we call the rabbi. But why not prevent yourself from that? Make your husband the rabbi. Imagine how he will feel if you ask him every halacha question. Imagine how you would feel. Imagine how your kids would feel if they can ask Abba anything and he knows everything. The best feeling in the world. You're not going to need a rabbi. You're not going to need a therapist. You're not going to need the gadol ador. You're just going to look at them as role models for your kids to emulate their ways. I want to share with you a story. And I know this is one of the Rav's favorite heroes of Klal Yisrael in the last 200 years, Rav Kahneman, of Bnei Brak, the Panovich Rav. Anybody, we could speak for hours about who this individual was and what he had to go through in his life to lose his entire family in the Holocaust. You would think, right after escaping the Holocaust and coming out alive, you would check yourself into a nursing home and say, I'm going to relax now. I had 3 yeshivot in Europe. I did my job. I had a family of children. I did what I had to do. They all got wiped out. He was left with one son. He had one son to his name afterwards. And you would think, right? Retire now, Rabbi. Take it easy. No. And we're going to open up a yeshiva. The determination that he had. I'm going to open up a yeshiva in Yerushalayim. It was in Bnei Brak. And today, it's one of the top yeshivot. And Rosh Hashanah, which we mentioned a few minutes ago, it's also Rosh Yeshiva in that yeshiva as well. So I want to go back with you guys into history. If I'm not mistaken, the year was 1944, where the groundbreaking of the yeshiva took place. At that groundbreaking, He had all the Talmidim that he was able to gather, the community, Olam Torah. The Chazon Ish was present as well. But there was one person that couldn't stop crying the entire ceremony. And that was Rav Kahana. So they thought it'll pass 5, 10 minutes. Okay, no, he keeps going, doesn't stop. The Bachurim started to give out Tehillim for everybody to read, Psukim, to daven by the side that it should be Matzliach, they should see the building, on its own feet, that we should thrive. And he continues crying. The Chazon Ish decides to walk over to him, tells him in Yiddish, but I'm not Yiddish. I mean, Rabbi can say in Yiddish better than I can. But he tells him, I'll say how he said in Hebrew. He tells him, Tifke, cry. He tells him, continue crying. He says, Lo bonim Torah im kesef. We don't build Torah with money, ela bedmaot, only with tears. We build Torah with tears. Keep crying. Once he heard that, if it was a halftime show. Okay. So he begins to cry and more. They couldn't get him to calm down. Eventually the ceremony ends. They go back to yeshiva. That day, they finish off the third Seder at 11 p.m. at night. Kahneman gets up and he says, boy, I prepared a small little meal to celebrate today's occasion. And I want to tell you exactly why I was crying. Why was it hard for me to calm down today? So he begins to retell them the story that happened 57 years before that. He was just a boy of 7 years old. 7 years old. He says it was one winter night. It began to snow. Forget about it. It was heavy blizzard. We're having dinner. Myself, my 3 brothers. And my mother tells us, boys, looks like we're not going to Cheder tomorrow. We're not going to yeshiva. So his older brother, who was 12 years old, says, what are you talking about? I have to go. We're starting tomorrow a new piece, a new Tosfos. I got to go. I can't miss this. We're doing it first time. A Tosfot on the Gemara. How am I going to miss that? I have to go. She says, but we only have one coat. We only have one pair of boots. Yeah. His life. Glimpse into the rabbi's life. Okay? So then the 11-year-old brother steps in. He says, excuse me? I'm learning a brand new piece of Gemara. You're learning one of the commentators. I'm learning the actual Gemara tomorrow, brand new piece. I deserve to get the coat and the shoes. I'm going. So, shoot. Now he steps in. He was 7 years old. He says, tomorrow we're starting to learn Mishnah. Yeah. One notch, lower than Gemara. I'm starting the first time. I want to learn the Mishnah the proper way. My Rabbi promises we're starting tomorrow. Going back and forth. They say, you know what? Fine. We're going to make a raffle. Okay? What we're going to do is, we're going to take a hat. You guys write your names. We're going to put it in the thing, in the hat. I'm not going to reveal the winner tonight. Go to sleep. Right, tomorrow morning, I'll let you know exactly who's the winner. Okay? They go to sleep. Each one is saying Shema Yisrael Alamita with such kavanah. Everyone's davening. Let me be the one to win tomorrow, to put on that coat and those boots and go in this crazy storm to yeshiva. The following morning, 5:30 a.m., the mother says to herself, the yeshiva is already opened up at 5 o'clock. They start the heater. They start to throw in the coals. So already by the time I bring my son, it's going to be warmish enough for him. Good. So she wakes up the older one. She says, are you ready to go? She says, Ima, I'm ready. Jumps up like a soldier in the army. Let's go, Ima. She says, okay, no problem. I'm going to put on the coat and the boot, she tells him. I'm going to wrap you up in the blanket. Now the snow is, you're going to go. I'm going to put you on my back and I'm going to carry you to yeshiva. The walk to the yeshiva on the regular day was 7 minutes. Because of the snow, it was 25 minutes. Okay? Today we're holding a 2-year-old. I'm saying, Razmi, it's too heavy. Come on, I need physical therapy. That's it. Yeah, she put him on her back for 25 minutes. Let's go. She goes, comes back. She wakes up the 11-year-old. She puts the blanket by the heater, tells him, you want to go? Tzaddik. He said, Ima, yes. Did I win the lottery? He says, no, Tzaddik. I won the lottery. Let's go. Meaning, I'm going to be the one to wear the coat. She puts in the coat, puts in the boots, wraps him up in his blanket, puts him on the back. Let's go. She takes him 25 minutes there and back. Freezing cold. Out of snow. Comes back. Now comes Rav Kahneman's turn. 7 years old. She takes that warm blanket, puts it on him, wraps him up, puts him on top of herself again. Puts the clothing and again another 25 minutes. And as they're walking, he whispers into his mommy's ears and he says, Ima, I'm giving you a promise. The same way that you are dragging us through the snow, in this crazy weather for Mesud Nefesh of Torah, I promise you I'm going to drag Bachurim into the yeshiva as well. I promise you I'm going to bring boys to learn Torah as well. That's why after losing his 3 yeshivot that he opened up in Europe, he came to Eretz Yisrael and said, I'm going to do this again. But you did it. You buried everybody. You lost everything. My mother risked her life. And when she was carrying the son, she was singing and saying, how lucky I am. The 3 of my sons are going to learn Torah. When was the last time the mother danced in the street like that upon hearing news of Torah? When was the last time the mother danced and anything to do with Torah? And that's why Rav Kahneman is who he was. And that's why Panovich Yeshiva produced so many Gedolim, so many Talmidei Chachamim. And you know why he gave her the credit? Because going back to what we said, she saw that there were luminaries in her room. She looked at all her kids and she said, they're worth. Because the day is going to come that these rabbis are all going to leave, they're all going to set. But another sun needs to rise. I want my boys to be the ones that are going to rise to the occasion. If you have a mother, a wife who believes in her husband and in her sons this way, forget about it. Do you know how the streets would look like? Our community would look like? What the future would look like? And all of you have the potential. And Baruch Hashem, today no one has to carry anybody in their back. Today we're lucky. School canceled. The public schools are closed tomorrow morning and everybody's off. Oh, Yishtabach Hashem, we're great. Now they have Zoom. Fine. Okay. But no one's carrying their kids anymore through the snow. So Hashem is going to ask the ladies, what did I ask of you already? Come on. No one asked you guys to carry your kids in the snow like Rav Kahneman's mother. All you had to do was pack his breakfast in the morning and tell my tzaddik, I'm so proud of you that you're going to learn Torah. That's it. That's enough. What does some mom say? Make sure you don't bring the lunch back home. Right. So that's what's important to mom. Lunch. That her time should not have went to waste. But even if I came back, but I learned Torah today, yeah, the child should be healthy, he should eat, yes, not denying that. Haimoff once said to me, I remember said to us, he said, I promise you, nobody died out of hunger yet. Right? That's because of all the mommies that are worried about their kids. It's okay. Nothing's going to happen to them. You don't want to eat. Shalom Yisrael. Go. There's the pillow. You're not doing anybody a favor. It takes away all the stress. You don't have to worry about anything. You know how much white hair you save? They're doing you a favor. So we see, getting a glimpse of what it means to be so devoted to the Torah. Again, it's getting late. I don't want to take too much time from the rabbi. There's a lot more to say. But I want to finish up with one nikudah. Everybody wants to feel, tell you that I can give you a chance to feel royal. Would you take that opportunity or not? If I gave you royalty, told you there's a chance for you to be recognized as a queen, as a royal king, queen and king, would you take it or not? Of course you would do it. Who wants to be a peasant? I want to be a queen. I want to be a king. Chazal tells us the only royalty that there is in this world is Torah. That's why we call it Keter Torah. It's called the crown of Torah. And when a husband and wife are both leading a life of Torah, Hashem bestows one crown on her, and He bestows a crown on him. And He says, now you both are royalty. The Rambam says that a woman should look to her husband as a sar, as a leader, as a general, and like a melech, as a king. If he's not royal, what kind of king is he going to be? Every woman says, my husband, you should see him when I come home. He's in a wife beater, in boxers. That's a king. And then he wants me to respect him. If he dressed up as a king, I can respect him as a king. But we're telling you that the only way to make him a king is by making him royal. And how do you make him royal? By learning Torah. And now if he's a king, guess what? There's no king without a queen. So automatically you become the queen. It's like when a guy he gets smicha and he becomes a rabbi, his wife is not ready to be called a rebbitzin. She's not ready. Same thing over here. When he becomes the king, she becomes, boom, the queen right away. So you see, in the 40 minutes that we're together, 45 minutes, it changes your whole perspective on life. Wow. It could save so many problems, so many marriages, so many children that are leaving the derech of Torah because the example that we gave them at home is not a good example. They said if my father and mother are fighting here, they're fighting over there also. So what's the difference? If they're the guy's a loser, my father's a loser over here. So let me try something new. This is already old. Let me try something else. But if he knows that here, he can't find this anywhere else, a mommy like that, who's willing to carry him in the snow, he will never find anywhere else. Why would he go against his parents? Why would the husband go against his wife when she gives him the freedom and the belief and the love to become great? And you know who wins in the end? You. You girls win the most. Because every couple that calls, and I came to the Rav around 3 months ago. I said, Rav, I don't know how you do it. But there's some couples that you talk to, you could spend 5 minutes with them, they take your words, they run, Baruch Hashem. And there's some couples, it's like my grandmother, Aliyah Shalom, used to say, it's like you have a watermelon and you're pouring water on top of it. It doesn't absorb. Nothing goes in. It's throwing something against the wall, bouncing right back at you. I said, why? And the Rav told me, still remember when we were standing, and the Rav told me, do they have Torah in their life or not? That was the question the Rav asked me. And I said, no. He said, that's your answer, you're wasting your time. I said, Baruch Hashem, half the cases that will come my way, I said, here's a therapist, spend $300 an hour, thank you very much, not worth my time. I'm sorry. Because I'm talking to deaf ears. If he has no yirat shamayim, how is he going to fear what the rabbi has to say? If he doesn't respect authority, you think he's going to respect me? Hashem has been, is, will always be there. We're here for 120 years if we're lucky. If he doesn't respect the King of all kings, he's going to respect one of his slaves, one of his servants? It's not going to work. So who is he going to listen to? Somebody that he has to shell out money for. When he pays $300 at the end of a 45 session where he spoke for only 2 minutes. I'm sorry, the therapist spoke for 2 minutes. Great progress today, guys. And what are we taking home? I have something to think of. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you. Please leave the check outside. They came in and walked out. The same people that they were. By us, you walk in. I think we charge even 1/3. How we only charge. They come in and we're giving them a whole shiur. And the husband and wife are saying, continue. Oh. But you don't need this. If the husband has Torah, if the wife has Torah, if they have dedication and belief, if they have royalty, they don't need any of this. They're going to be role models for Klal Yisrael. I'm sorry that I took a little bit extra for that, but the stage is the last. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
Okay, so back to business. Once they were asking the Admor Mikhailin, what is the biggest sin that a person can do? Think about something. The biggest sin. And everybody said, Arayot, Shabbat, Chametz bePesach, all kind of thing. And he said, no. He said, the biggest sin is that the person forgets that he is a child of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you forget this point, you lost. Unfortunately, I have to say it, we're coming from a society that we're looking at girls like, do I have to tell you? If somebody's wife gave birth to a girl, he gets humiliated. I had a guy over here, his wife gave birth to a third girl already. And I heard the mother-in-law saying to him outside, I gave you one. How they became four? And I was. So since then, I'm saying to everybody who doesn't, if a person don't have a girl, is a curse. If you don't have a girl, you curse. Girls are the best thing that can happen to a parent. In my age, I can tell you that, okay? Boys is hi, bye, Abba, I need money. That's all. If you will know the importance of Bat Israel, what is Bat Israel? Do you know what it means? The Torah says, a mamzer, he cannot come into Am Israel. And Rashi is saying on the spot, he is not able to marry Bat Israel. That's the punishment that he has. To marry Bat Israel is a privilege. Is a kavod. So I want to build it up, you know. First of all, you don't have to feel bad about yourself. Actually, you have to feel very proud, because if not you, there is no Am Israel. Rav Shlomo, that the Met spoke, things that very nice, extremely nice. He said, Ki ner mitzvah betorah or. Ner is the vessel that you put the oil inside, that's called ner. That's the ner. The Torah is the or. Can you light, yes, the pilot, no, the wicks, if you don't have the oil? Yes or no? No. So the shemen, the keli, the vessel that hold the shemen, that's the main thing. Then the wicks can light. You have to know that. So what is the role of Ima? Wow. Abba is a guest at home. Guest. He comes 8 o'clock in the day, and he comes beaten up. And like Rubinov said, right? The Rav, he said, you're not going to shiur tonight. You stay over here, we have to talk. You know that he will talk to you now. It's going to be a fight again. Every time I give homework, and I say, you have to talk to your wife, okay? Half an hour every night. When I say this, like I took, a part of osovo, and I pour it on his head. So half an hour every night. What am I going to talk to her about? We're going to fight. And he's right. In order for the man to know how to communicate with you, communication is an art. It's not something that you're born with. It's something that you have to learn. It's an art. Who taught him how to talk to you? The moment that you say one word, right? He feels right away that he's being attacked, and bingo, he put the gloves on and trap. That's what it is, right? Did you say about Choma? No, you didn't say. He said if she didn't call him the whole day, the husband says, wow, she's doing tshuva, Baruch Hashem. Have you been once at the wedding of Ashkenazim? Yeah? What happened in the chuppah? Huh? Food turns around and the 2 months, right? They're doing a kafot. And they're going around and around and around. And Sfaradi will sit there and say, this is not Simchat Torah today. Why are they doing a kafot? The Gemara says, Asharui belo isha, asharui belo choma. He doesn't have a wall around him, nobody to protect him. A wife comes to protect you. That's why she calls you 20 times a day. Where are you? Where can I be? I'm not playing ball. Where can I be? And the man says, what does she want from my life? Ma? If the husband calls, you say probably he wants something. Because of all of a sudden he goes. A wife, naturally, she wants to protect the husband. But if he is not learning Torah over here, he will see it as what? She is a nude. She is a nudnik. She is a woodpecker. He'll call her all kinds of names, not knowing the main thing that he missed the whole point of life. It's for your own good. They don't see it. Why? Because you want him to stay home. You have to talk to me. What can he talk to you? What does he know how to talk to you? Huh? They don't know how to talk. You send them over here. Okay? I'll take all the blame, of course, right? And say, I have a nickname. And my nickname, and I'm saying it out loud, okay? They say, Rabbi Haimoff, don't go to him. He's a lady, it's Rabbi. I've been paid, yes. He always taking the lady's side. Do I take sides? What did I gain by this? I'm just telling you how to be a man. My classes, I teach you how to be a captain of the ship. The ship is sinking. Where is the captain? I was a captain in the army, okay? I was a captain. I fought wars. So, if the captain don't know what he is doing, right? everybody will get killed. In the combat, everybody will, including him. And he's going to be the first one to go. Today, men, I'm sorry to say it, I have to say it, they're not men bichlal, no. They don't know even what they're doing, right? And a woman follow the captain that don't know even what he is doing. And the exchanges are not nice ones, say the least. Say the least. So your job is so important that bichlal, I can sit here until the morning and pour on you as much as I can pour. I wrote down whatever he said. Right? He said, "Asara kavim sicha yardu laolam." Hashem said, sent to the world 10 measures of talking. 9 the lady took, and the one is for the rest of the world that the ladies are included also. So they took 9.5. And we men, we stayed only with half. Now, what are you going to do with that? Did you see once a lady how she take care of a baby? She can talk to the diaper. Baby is scared. 3 weeks old, he doesn't know what's going on. Oh, Ima is so bad, I came so late. Yeah, I see that the diaper is full. Oh, yo. No, Ima, no. I came late. Whom are you talking to? Hashem gave you a talent, that's not something that we have to do something positive. Hashem gave you the children. And the children, why are you so important? The child is growing in your womb, not in a man womb, unless you're Democrat. By then it can be. But according to the Torah, only a lady can get pregnant. And the neshama goes where? Hashem sent the neshama to where? To whom? To the man or to the woman? Is she important? If she was not important, Hashem will not give you a neshama. Now, in your stomach, the child have to learn, no? Who taught him? Not me, not Shlomo, right? Who is that? An angel. An angel from Shamayim. Hashem sent an angel teaching a woman Torah, the baby inside her womb. So when you see a lady pregnant, you have to stand up. Don't you? Huh? You have to write a tshuva on this one, right? If a Rav that coming in, everybody have to stand up, right? When you see a Bet Midrash walking, not yeshiva, she has an angel that he feeds the baby all the Torah to the hard disk of the computer. An angel, not in my stomach, in yours. So, who is the most important one? When we want to determine if the child is a Jew or not, where are we going to? Always mommy. Always. You're so important. So everything that you have, Hashem gave you a talent. You are the only one who can talk to the children. מה זה? שמע בני מוסר אביך ואל תיטוש תורת אמך. מה זה תורת אמך? Ima is exempt from Torah. Ima don't know Torah. So what does it mean, Torah של Ima? Ima have a Torah that nobody has. Abba can learn at the Torah analytic. Sarah is right. Ima, like a fire. You have to say bracha. Bo, baruch ata. Abba comes and says, hey, say bracha. Right? Abba have no patience. Hey. Don't eat. You didn't say a bracha. So, a captain. Ima comes, come on, with the same bracha. Follow him. Baruch, and she said, why? Because she has it inside, meaning that the 9 measure of talking, now utilize it in the right direction. There is always 2 ways how to look at things, right? Either you're going to look to the negative side or to the positive side. I'll give you an example. The husband comes home, he's opening up the door, his wife, she is in the kitchen, the phone is right over here. Yeah. What you saying? What you saying? He's talking. Mommy.
На тебя пошел.
Okay. Here, take. What? Can I hear you? She's doing 20 things in one shot. Now, the husband can come now with 2 approaches. The positive one, he says, what a wife I have. She can do 20 things in one shot. She talks on the phone, she cooks, she feeds the child, she goes. Unbelievable. I'm the luckiest person on earth. Who can say it? A person who learns. He can appreciate his wife. But if he's a boy, okay? Don't learn. I said, I'm sure in the passport, I'm going to see a picture. She was born with a telephone in her hand.
Ishan,
She always on. Can you
can you take a picture of that leopard dress and send it to me, please?
Here we go.
Мать, леопарда.
Thank you.
Фотографируй, пошли мне, please.
Пошли, алло.
Марина,
Пошли, алло.
Marina, can you please pass and mute the same time?
Then is the husband for. See how
Perfect timing.
The problem is, many times you say, I'm home all day long, 4 walls with kids. I have to cook, I have to clean, and you're having fun, you're going outside, you see people. I also want to go outside. What is the koach of the Isha? What is the You know, the tzaddik, katamar ifrach. The tzaddik is like a tree, a palm tree, but where is the root of the palm tree? He will not be a tzaddik if he doesn't have a woman that hiding herself in the house, and she made him what he is. I'll tell you a story. It was the first convention of Agudat Israel in America, yeah. And then Moshe Feinstein was the head of the Aguda, 2 of them. Him and Rabbi Yaakov Kaminetsky. Both of them. One lived in Monsey and one living in Lower East Side. Today, Beikare Shemo Israel, Chinatown. Used to be Lower East Side. Now they changed the name, Chinatown. It was a Jewish a neighborhood no less than Boropal. No less than Boropal. So now they're preparing all the convention, and they told Rav Moshe and Rav Yaakov, you have to come in last. Why? Because everybody have to see that you're the greatest one. So everybody should stand in front of you. All the Roshei Yeshivot and the important people, everybody has to stand. Okay. They by the door, you know, like at the wedding, Elijah, right? The Khatan and his parents, and he is there waiting to come in. They open the doors. Rabbi Yaakov Kamineski is saying to Moshe, Moshe, I don't think we should go through here. Why? They're going to give us so much kavod, we're going to lose our olam haba. Because we get so much kavod, Hashem will deduct it from us. Hashem says, I paid you. Moshe, there is. Now, the whole Torah Karam, he said to him, I know, whatever you say, you're right, but we're going to go through these thoughts. He said, why? He says, because one reason, our wives are here. They gave us their life in order for us to be who we are now. Do they have to get some nachat to see what they made from us? I'm ready to lose my half olam haba just to cause my wife nachat ruach. She should enjoy herself that finally the husband, that short, right? He was that short, Moshe. Everybody will stand up. He said, oh, my effort is paid off. It's paid off. You know, years ago, I gave classes to men only over here. It was like 40, 50 guys. And the ladies used to go to Mr. Ambalu's house down the block. My wife get to the, you were there? Good. Okay. It was packed, right? Over here I was packed and they used to jump on me. Why are you taking their side? I took all the blame. Okay, fine. My wife, every night she came home after the shiur, I couldn't talk to her. She said, this man, I said, what is this? Get him over the head. I said, how they talk to their wives. One time she gave it to me. Another shiur, she gave it to me even more. And third shiur said, what happened to you? You're becoming worse. Say something. I said, I'm throwing all the ammunition that I have. Where can I bring more? What do you want me to throw? Atom bomb. I'm talking, but I'm talking to. What can I do? She said, you cannot go on like that. You have to do something. Something has to be done. I think to myself, why she's on my case? I told her, you know what? I have an idea. I told her, the last shiur, you finish the shiur 15 minutes early. I'll come to talk to the ladies. She told me right away. What do you want to say? I said, what do you care? That's my business. I want to talk to them. What? I said, you leave. She owed me 50 times. Watch your mouth, you know. I said, okay. I came there. I said, I got all the complaints. I'm sympathizing with you. I have empathy toward you. But what do you expect? Did you marry a Talmid Chacham? You wanted a guy with a nice car. He should take you twice a year to Miami, right? Now you're going to Dubai, and you have to take me there, here. So you want everything. You want husband Talmid Chacham, and rich, and delicate. He knows how to communicate, and he judges you favorably, and he will help you like a soldier. Yes, ma'am, I hear. The garbage house said, you don't even have to say, I'm going to take the garbage by myself. Sweet, I told them, sweet dreams is not going to happen. That's what you chose to marry, you know? Yes or no? If I will come tell you, how bad if you marry somebody from the yeshiva? I don't know, money. No. Why? Because I want life. That's why. So I have to tell you how many times from the airport I got telephone. Are you home? Yes, why? What happened? We're coming from the airport right to you, house, on the plane, in the vacation place. That's what you wanted. They fought like a cat and a dog. Unalive. A Talmid Chacham, he will not take you to Florida because nothing to do there, only to see ladies 3/4. Not half. And you all the time. Why are you looking? Why are you looking? Why you brought me here? a couple got married. No money, she is, and the parents didn't want it. Both parents were against. Why? They decided we're going for it. After 2 weeks, the wife, the mother of the Kala, saying to the Abba, go see what your daughter eating. This guy don't have a dime, he doesn't have. Misken Abba, he walks to the house, knock on the door, the daughter opening the door. Abba, how are you? Shalom. What are you doing here? He says, how are you doing? How's everything? Is there? Who? What did you eat today? He said, today my husband gave me tongue. Tongue? Tongue? I cannot afford tongue. He went back home. He said to his wife, are you crazy? They're living much better than us. They're eating expensive meat. He said, how can it be? I don't believe it. 1 week passed, he said, go again. He said, you go. Why are you sending me? No. You go. Okay. He comes again, the same story all over again. How are you? Are you doing? What do you eat today? My husband gave me time. I said, I'm not coming here anymore. He goes home. He said to his wife, we're firing. They eating time, they eating. I cannot afford it. She said, something is wrong. You go again. I'll come with you, but I'll wait downstairs. You go upstairs. I'll give you boost. He goes up. The daughter again, huh? Abba, Mayesh. He said, what do you eat today? She said, I told you already, tongue eating. He went to the fridge, he opened the fridge, empty, ain't clue. He said, where's the tongue? He said, Abba, you don't understand. We're eating every day bread with cheese, that's all. But my husband, he gives me tongue. He talks to me. That's enough. I don't need any food. He is filling my neshama. I don't need this. That's it. When you're sending your husband to learn, okay, it will take time. I don't say no. But over here, you know what I call it? A rehab center. We too are polishers. Did you see once how you polish jewelry? That's what they get. Every Jew is a gold. Every Jew is a diamond, but needs to be polished. You cannot polish him at home. You cannot. You have to admit, you cannot. How many times you tried to talk to him and it came out to be it became a Lag BaOmer party. Just you have to akavod and say, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Send your husband to learn, and the kids is above all. We're living now in a time that to be Ima is not something simple, bichlal. With all the schmutzing that's going outside, with everything that's running outside, it's almost impossible to do. Ima have to be example. Let's say the child by accident he turned on the light b'Shabbat. What Ima say? Hi, say the child. Okay, do tshuva, give a quarter for tzedakah, and so. The other day, Ima bought few new furniture from Italy. And it was snowing outside with mud, and the children came home, and they jumped on the sofa, and the sofa became one piece of mud. Ima woke up, she saw only black. And she is scrapping, and the child, when I turn on the light, Ima did not sleep. Meaning the sofa is more important than Shabbat. So you also have to learn. You also have to learn where to put all the excitement. And then we have to be very, very careful. Like the fathers, okay? Ima, she is the mashgiach of the house. She teaching Torah to the child. Torah is what? Fire. Ima brings fire to the house. Abba can bring a knowledge, not fire. Ima take the knowledge and she does things unbelievable. A father also, if he is not learning, did you see once a man watching a boxing match? Did you see it once? Shem Yerachem Yatzi. They're sitting on the edge of the chair, and every move of the boxer, no, give it away. And the children come, Abba, I am over. Go to mommy. Malka, take him, no, take him. Go. And now the child coming from the yeshiva, Friday night, he want to say Dvar Torah. Picton, Abba, sitting on the chair, then as the child talking, Abba God. מודים, אנחנו, and אשתו, חיים. Here's the child. The child has a memory. When Abba saw the boxing match, he didn't sleep. He was. But when it comes to Torah, you cannot teach him this. We can teach him. And what are you doing? You're going to lose your kids, Habibi. Actually, now the children want to see what the parents are excited. If you only know, you know what I bought today? I bought shoes. Usually cost $200. And you might go, if I need help with my hunger, go to Abba. It's a wonder that the kids today are in a crisis. You should not let it happen. Ima. I remember my mother was isolating us. We lived in a neighborhood, Bar Minan, 2 blocks away from the beach. 2 blocks away, my father, I don't know what he had in his mind. He had a store there, so he said, you know what? Instead of me going back and forth, we will live here. My mother took it as an opportunity She said, you're not going anywhere. I'm your friend. Used to play ball at home. My mother was the referee. She didn't let us go anywhere. She sent me to school to learn how to sing. Oh, oh, oh. My brother says, Ima, we can't take this child anymore. She said, shh, shh. He said, go to the roof. Go to the roof. And you can scream there. Don't go outside. Yeshiva, home. Home, yeshiva, yeshiva. When I used to go play sports, she came. Ima, why are you coming? My friends laughing at me. Bebucharet, she used to tell me a few things. He said, I am responsible for you. She didn't let us have any friend. He said, once I came home with a friend, a friend. He said, tell him to go. I cannot tell him to go. Half an hour you have, and he's out. She watched us like hawks. Today what? Kids coming home. Ima, she's a PA, she's an MP, and she's OT, and everything there. And the kids coming home, nobody home, they get on the phone, they get on the computer, blah, 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 blah. How did you get to it? Whom you talking to? Whom you chatting to? Where are you? I don't want to stay home with 4 walls and you outside having fun. I want to have fun also, no? Have fun now. Let me end with David HaMelech. He said, Eshtecha kegefen poriya וירכתי ביתך. מה זה אשתך? למה לא אשתך? He's saying, אישה, no? David HaMelech said, no. אשתך. A woman is a fire. אשתך כגפן. מה זה גפן? Grapes. Did you see once the tree of the grapes? He cannot stand on his own. You have to all the time to. A woman, she's like a geffen. She needs all the time the support of the husband. Stay straight. But the fruit, every time the kiddush we're saying on what? Grapes. Brit Milah, grapes. Bechuppah, grapes again. She has everything inside is so holy. But still, and what? She don't need much. She just do it. And everything is coming out. If the husband knows how to squeeze nicely, if he knows how to talk, the juice will come out and will be wine. A holy wine. But Banecha kishtile zeiti. Kids already is like olives. Did you taste one? A raw olive is bitter. What do you have to do? Not only step on, you put wood on top of it in order for the oil to come out. Meaning, that amalenu elu abanim. All our effort, he said, you know how much I worked, I did this, I did that. No. All the effort is what? Is the children. So husband and wife have to be on the same page. What I see in my office, and and from day to day becoming worse. You know, in the last 2 weeks, I deal with couples, 30 kids on the line. 30 kids can go to the street. All of them wants to divorce. This one has 4 kids. This one has 5 kids. This one has 4, and another 5, and they keep piling up. Only one thing, and he said it very well. I said it years ago, and I'll say it again one more time. A house without a Torah will not exist. Cannot run for a long time. You can exist, yes. To be a roommate, yes. But to have life, no. The answer is no. No matter who you are, no matter how much IQ you have, you don't have life. In my office, I'll invite you. Doctors I have, lawyers I have, even therapists I have, that I have to work on them. I told you many times, therapy is only on the conscious. Subconscious is only the Torah, nothing else. If we tell you to send your husband to learn, even if he didn't learn, you know, if he comes, he's on his phone and thinking, you're gonna get a full reward. Hashem says, you did your job, you sent him. You're gonna get full reward for this. He is not. You, yes. Even if he's going to sleep. Some of them coming at night, I'm skinny, they're tired. Not even my class, because boom, and everybody, okay? They're up, there. But only here they have a chance to treat you nice, which you deserve it. Which you deserve it. You bat Israel, don't forget it. And to the man I said, listen to me. Every Abba loves his daughter very much. I can tell you from my own experience. Okay? So imagine you're dealing with your wife, you're dealing with the daughter of Hashem. You know what the Abba will do to you? Be my guest. Not advisable. Be a good boy. And good boy means you have to know how to behave. But you are the main pole. You're sitting in a place that was built on ladies' backs. The men over here started because of the ladies. They sent their husband to learn. I started with them because they have, yes, they have excitement to Torah. Then they called me after the revenge. I hope my husband came home. Came home. Okay, I call him up. He doesn't pick up because he knows what I want. What do? I get into my car and I go to his house and say, here I am, Habibi, into the car, and his wife behind his back. Good. He's going to learn. There you go. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. But Israel, the Jewish people is standing on you. You are the foundation. We only from the outside, you see. Where is my Rebbe now? Home, waiting for me to come home, right? Yes? Okay. But I don't deserve the credit. She deserves the credit. Why? He's home. Go, do your job. So I'm there outside, you know, everybody see me there, but the foundation is at home. And that's the main thing. Have a good night, everybody. It was very nice talking to you. Thank you, Rav Shlomo.